We got some news for the Battlefield community. A new job posting from Ripple Effect is looking for a VFX director to help create the most realistic and exciting destruction effects in the industry. People are jumping for joy saying Battlefield is going back to its roots, man. But as reported back in August of last year, the next Battlefield game will be a reimagining of the franchise and will feature a connected ecosystem. Battlefield 2042 saw a huge resurgence back in October of 2023, but has since dropped back to an average of around 12K players on PC, barely snuffing out games like BattleBit Remastered. So with 2024 in full swing, we're probably going to be hearing about the next Battlefield title within the next year or so, but two questions come to mind. What will this reimagining be, and did DICE and EA learn their lessons from 2042? And with a lot of YouTubers chiming in on what they want to see out of the next Battlefield title, I figure now is a time to talk about the future. What does the next Battlefield game need to do right to get you back on board with this franchise? Because honestly, the way I look at things, this is the last straw for the Battlefield franchise, and if this game fails and flops, it's going to be shelved just like EA did to Medal of Honor. And I really don't want to see a Battlefield VR game get pushed out 10 years from now just to see if people are still interested in my opinion, EA's best FPS franchise. My name is Big Fry, and let's talk about 5 things I want to see in the next Battlefield title to make it worth my time. Now, these are in no particular order, but number 5 is the said destruction elements of games past. Playing Bad Company and blowing out a wall to get into a building to get to an objective was fucking awesome, and it's definitely one of the core staples of Battlefield at this point. After playing the finals and destroying bridges and buildings, it's desperately needed. Now, I will say that gamers are out here saying that, hey, the finals has destruction, so it should be easy for DICE, but we have to keep in mind, the finals has up to 12 people in a game at any one time. Battlefield is going to be looking at 64 players, hopefully we don't go to 128, but 64 players replicating destruction with updated visuals, VFX on a new engine in 2025 or 2026 is going to be no small feat. That being said, I do think that EA and Ripple Effect are going to need this in the next game to start winning back community favor. Number 4 is a solid post-launch content pipeline. I just saw a post on Twitter the other day that showed that the amount of 2042's post-launch maps have now equaled the amount of maps in the first DLC for Battlefield 1. This cannot happen again. Sacrificing precious dev time and hours to rework bad maps and releasing one map a season cannot happen. And although I did enjoy the post-launch maps for 2042 much more than the launch maps, I hope that these devs take the lessons learned in design and give us a ton of maps up front in the next game and have a workflow that allows for more than one map a season in their post-launch plans. We should not be moving backwards in terms of content flow when you want to provide us with this games as a service model that none of us really asked for. When one DLC for Battlefield 3 a decade ago has more content than your entire game has at this point, you're just simply shitting the bed. I really want to see the return of classic maps and content, just not in Portal. Get rid of Portal completely. It was a failure. Give me Strike at Karkand in 4K goodness on a new engine, Wake Island, Metro. Give us all of that stuff updated to reflect today's modern standard. Number 3, I really want DICE and EA to look at World War III's character customization system for the next title. I really don't want specialists to return, but I also don't want faceless barren soldiers either. Give us cosmetics that you so desperately want to shove down our throats, but allow us to actually customize our soldiers. Helmets, chest rigs, legs, shoes, gloves, and then the weapons themselves. Let us earn a bunch of cosmetics in game, and then you could actually create a storefront that sells cool cosmetic bundles that we can then intertwine with our own outfit. So take Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but Battlefield. This gets rid of that faceless soldier that you're not really connected to, but allows us to customize our character the way that we want. And also get rid of specialists. Nobody, like, please just don't fucking do that again, please. Number 2, I really want the ability to see a server browser when I'm on PC alongside the ability to host my own servers like you guys did back in the day. If the game is good and has legs, the community can support the game for years with their own own servers. Partner up with a hosting provider or do it yourself. Just don't do it like you did with Portal with the stupid share codes and all of that, where if nobody was on the servers, it just shuts down. Do it right, goddammit. Let us put the community side on our backs and support our own communities with custom servers. Give us all of the tools and the functionality and the ability to really customize and tailor the experience. And I think this game could actually last a long time if it's good. And number 1, I know they're numbered, but again, no particular order. I'm not ranking these really, but I would love to see co-op in the campaign portion of this game. One thing that I'm advocating for in a lot of games coming from the AAA space moving forward is the ability to play with people, especially in a military setting where you're with a squad and you can fit real players in without really disturbing the setting. I think the thing I'm most looking forward to in the next Battlefield title is the campaign. I hope it's written well. I hope that we get some memorable levels and set pieces, and I hope that we can experience it with another human being. That alone would get me to purchase this title. Full stop, no cap. I'm automatically buying a co-op Battlefield campaign game. I know I'm mainly like a multiplayer PvP centric channel, but I think with the rise of like hackers and glitches and bugs and just lack of innovation in the AAA space, especially in the multiplayer space, and maybe sprinkle in the fact that I'm getting a little bit older, what I'm looking for in games nowadays is being able to experience a multiplayer setting, whether it's co-op or whatever, without all of the bullshit. And I think a co-op campaign could actually do very well. As I'm writing the script, I'm actually reading that Battlefield 3 had a co-op campaign. For some reason, I don't remember actually playing it. I guess I was just really inundated with the online stuff and I was just playing PvP with all of my friends. I kind of want to go back and make a video playing the co-op campaign. Apparently back then, the co-op mode functions as a hybrid of Battlefield 3 single player and multiplayer modes, following a linear storyline with gameplay mechanics from both modes. So it's not necessarily playing through the story of Battlefield 3, but it's like a side mode. I'm definitely scooping someone up to play the co-op campaign of this because I guess I just never experienced it back in the day. But that's what I want to see out of a new Battlefield title. All of these things and more. We could go into a bunch of nitty-gritty details about the player controller and the way the weapons handle, but on a high scale, like the bigger picture stuff, this is what I want to see out of a Battlefield title. The fact that they have a studio dedicated to the campaign, like the single player, the writing, all of that stuff, the fact that they're focusing on things like destruction and again, hopefully 64-player multiplayer, it sounds like this could be the Battlefield game that we all wanted 2042 to be, but alas, we'll have to wait and see what happens either later this year or early next when we hear about the next title. But the question is, what do you guys want to see out of the next Battlefield title? Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.